All right. Yeah, about 6'4", so not far off. Anyway, I don't know how people buy me being sat down like that. I don't know. I wouldn't really be able to tell how tall someone is. Well, I don't think it's that easy, that simple as just like, oh well, if you're tall, then yeah. Especially nowadays, it's yeah, it's like kind of yeah. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I mean, anyway, it's just all right. Hello, Maria. How you doing? Hope you well. Hi, Emily. How are you? How's your day going today? Hope you're having a good one. Hang on. Let's just do that. Oh, all right. Didn't get a notification. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, that's not good, is it? I don't know. All right. Okay, that's good. Hello, Haley. How you doing? I hope you're well. Right. Let's just hang on a sec. All right. All right. Let me just do something real quick. Sat having a nice cuppa. Oh, that's good then. But thing with being taller, there's disadvantages as well. Like for example, being taller, you're probably gonna die sooner because being taller is gonna, you know, accelerate like cancer and also things like heart disease because it takes more stress to, you know what I mean? There's a lot of disadvantages of being tall as well. So they say like be careful what you wish for because you know there can also be a lot of disadvantages as well. So you just gotta kind of like just try and just appreciate what you have really. What's going on with this Jenny Hassan person? They keep on following, unfollowing, following, unfollowing. What's that all about? Uh, anyway, yeah, it's better to hug someone who's taller. Or yeah, yeah, yeah. How tall were you again? I don't remember you being that tall, but then again, everybody. Thank you for the likes, Gene. But then if you're a woman who's like 4'9" or something, you can't expect to get with a guy who's 6 foot, really, can you? Thank you for the rose, Chloe. You know, you have to be realistic. I aren't talk. I'm short, so most are taller than me. Lol. Right? Yeah. Well. Anyway, let's just 5'4" is so you. So I mean, for you, you probably 5'8", 5'9" or something probably would be like ideal, but you know, but there's some people with like delusions thinking like they're a woman who's 5 foot nothing and they want a guy who's over 6 foot tall. It's like get real. But yet they'll complain if a guy has standards and doesn't want a woman who's overweight or something. 6'2" is better, yeah, because that's Richard, isn't it? Have you considered just like minding your own business or something? Like, what is going on here? I mean, just go away. Just, I'll just mute you, so I just can't be asked with shit like that. All right. Is anybody on YouTube at all? Let's have a look. There's nobody chatting, I don't think, on there. So hello, everybody. Hope you're all well. I don't know. Just keep getting these trolls. I would have thought that, this time of 5, 6, and 6'1" is nice. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like, for example, if you look at the average height of a woman versus the average height of a man, there's only about 4 inches of difference, or 5 inches, maybe something like that. So realistically, you shouldn't be trying to get a guy who's probably more than about 5 inches taller usually, because otherwise it's a bit kind of unrealistic. Because if every woman was trying to chase a man who's 6 foot tall, that most of them would end up with nothing. So you have to be realistic, and surely height isn't all that really matters. It's just, I don't understand this whole obsession with height, but anyway. But yet they'll say men are shallow. It's kind of just ironic if they say men are shallow, but yet women will obsess with height. Anyway, thank you for the likes, everybody. Right, okay. Well, that's good for you. Right. Okay. What's going on here? I'm trying to stream on another platform, but it's just not working. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what's going on. Nothing planned for today. No, not really. Hi, Hillary. How you doing? Hope you're well. Welcome in here. Hope you're having a great day today. Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Let me just see what's going on. Why is it not letting me do this? It's not working by the looks of things. Anyway, oh well. I'm off to tidy up soon, then dye my hair a lot. Are you getting any different color or something, or just usual, or what's the plan with that then? Yeah. Just a darker shade. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you for the likes, Melissa. How you doing? Good morning to you. Hope your day is going well. Thank you for the follow, Hillary. Yeah. Is everybody okay? Right. I don't know. But that isn't working. I was looking at some platform to try and restream to, or multi-stream, I mean. But hi Matt, how you doing? Hope you're well. Love dyeing my hair, lol. I love dyeing my hair too. I dye my hair yellow. Yellow like custard. Like custard creams. I love custard creams. They're so tasty. Oh, God. Anyway, I decided I'm gonna go back blonde next time I go hairdressers. Oh, really? All right. Thank you for the likes too, Victor. Boring comments sometimes. What do you mean? To blend the greys? Oh, you're already getting greys, are you? Getting old now, are you? Thank you for following this. How you doing today? I hope you're well. Yeah. Anyway, let's just see. That was. Yeah, how are we doing, people? I hope you're all well. Thank you for the follow, Dory. Nice one. Yeah, finding Dory. Found you. We found Dory. Good morning, Dory. How you doing? Look, we found Dory. Like, we found Nemo. We found Dory. I used to be blonde, but the upkeep was too much. Like, oh yeah, that's it. Because then you see the roots coming through, isn't it? Yeah, I tried 1 year blonde hair color, but not yellow. Oh yeah. I love yellow. Custard creams are so tasty. They're so yummy. Rhubarb and custard. So great. So tremendous. Hello, Aliana Watson. I'm doing fine, thank you. How you doing? You okay? Welcome in. Hi, Crystals. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Tap your screens, everybody. Thank you. Yeah. Good day to you, Crystals. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Nice to meet you all. Let's get the live shout out if you can. Hi, Queen Lady. How are you doing today? Hope you're well. Welcome in. Yeah. What shall we talk about today then? I don't know. I've not really got anything much planned, so I'll just see. Yeah. Right, Smart. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Lydia. What a night I had driving home from work last night. Oh yeah, Richard would tell me about that. Not good, is it? Actually, my headphones are broken and all, so please can you reply me on chat? Okay. Hello, Aliana Watson. You okay? Welcome in here. How's your day so far? May I ask where you're from? You sound like you have an accent. I live in York, England. I used to live in Blackburn. Yeah, how we doing, people? Hope you're all having a good day today. Make sure you give me a follow if you're new here. Dear, pretty much sat on my bonnet. Oh God. Hi Jab. Good morning. How you doing? You all right? Welcome in here. How's your day going, everybody? Hope you're all having a good one. Let's get the live shared out if you can. Just gonna stand up for a second and just have a bit of a stretch, just like. Oh yeah, Slipknot. Why do you see the video or something? I like a lot of stuff. I might put some more stuff out. Yeah, I'm reading different chats at the moment. So, yeah, did you like the? Yeah, I mean, I got some negative comments as well, but you know, it's just as weird as you're always going to get that. So, but it's not everybody's cup of tea, is it? A lot of people don't like the heavy metal sort of stuff, do they? You know. So I don't like heavy metal. Just shouting. Someone said you look dead behind the eyes. Like, oh yeah. Oh, you love Slipknot. Oh really? That's because yeah. Oh yeah. Rare insult. Wait, are you being sarcastic or something or what? Or your favorite band? Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember there was someone tried to do Wait and Bleed on it. I think it was some American Idol, one of those ones. They don't get it now. They say it's just noise, right? Yeah, people say like it's all just noise, but thank you for polishing. They don't because they haven't really listened to it to understand the. I'm off to get sorted anyways. We'll be back later, hopefully. Oh yeah, you take care. Make sure you don't, get into any trouble again. Anyway, yeah, is everyone all right then? Hi, Underdog Story. How you doing? Tums, how you doing? Welcome in, Peggy. How you doing? If metal is noise, then mumble rap is just mumbling. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that's like quite sort of, you know, it's like, you get all these genres that are just, to me, they're not actually really, they don't really sound very musical. Like, they just sound kind of like, there's nothing really kind of, I don't know. It's like you get all this like drill stuff. It's like people will be like, "Oh yeah, that's great," but then they'll say, "Oh well, heavy metal is just noise or something." I don't know. I just find it's a bit hypocritical when people listen to stuff that actually just sounds like noise. Like a lot of it doesn't even sound good. A lot of it just sounds like kind of like you said. A lot you get all this mumble rap, and then you get all these just like rappers that don't even sound good. They just don't even come up with any good lyrics or anything, and they just a lot of it's just really just like uninspired and oh really I'm good, thank you. Hi Richard, good to see you. How you doing today? Thank you for the follow, Dane S. Good morning, Richard. Yeah, Haley was just here, and yeah, thank you for the heartbeat, Emily. Well, yeah, exactly. Metal. Uh, yeah, I mean, there's actually a band called Opeth. I mean, if you're not really into like really heavy metal, but they're quite accessible because some of their stuff is quite mellow. So I'd recommend them if for people that are not really, but they have some like metallic stuff. So it might be a good way to get into that genre because they do have some slower songs and they have quite a mix of stuff. Yeah. Um, but yeah, they're like more like a progressive kind of band, but yeah, they're kind of like like sort of there's quite a juxtaposition in the music between like slower stuff and the softer stuff to like quite more like death metal type of stuff as well. Can you please drop down your disc or Insta username? Why? What do you want that for? I like KS. Yeah, they're very progressive. Yeah. Yeah, I quite like some like progressive stuff. I mean, there was a band called Between the Buried and Me as well. They're quite good as well. And then there's quite a lot of stuff like that. I like sort of Tool. Yeah, Tool's they're quite proggy, aren't they? Hi KS, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day today. Yeah, doesn't seem to be a lot of people joining over on YouTube at the moment, so I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, I hope everyone's well anyway. Thank you all for joining me this morning. But yeah, I'll try to keep an open mind with music, but it's just I don't know, I just find certain stuff can be annoying where there's people can be quite I don't know. Slipknot released some demo songs. Yeah, I think I heard one of them actually. Yeah, because were they like previously like unreleased or something? Was it round back in like '99 sort of era, like self-titled album era sort of thing? Because like yeah, I actually listened to like the very first album before they had Corey Taylor, which was more like almost like Mr. Bungle type of stuff, more experimental. What was it called? I think it was called Mate Feed Kill Repeat or something. It was like a more hello Encore, how's it going? Like it even had like some funk influences on it and stuff. It was different, shall we say. It was more like Mr. Bungle type of thing. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, just yeah, I've listened to quite a few of their stuff really, but I haven't listened to all of their stuff, but yeah, I mean, I've listened to a fair few off like their self-titled and stuff like. I remember like Bring Me the Horizon covered Eyeless on their first record. Did you ever listen to Bring Me the Horizon? They were like, I've listened to all their stuff, and yeah, they've gone through quite a lot of changes. MFKR was like a mix of Mr. Bungle and Pantera, I would say. Yeah, yeah. It was like kind of, that's probably a good description of it. It kind of has like, yeah, that sort of style. Yeah, because Pantera actually, like the album they did in '96 was pretty heavy. Like the one, it was called, what was it? Um, Great Southern Trendkill, it was called. It's probably their heaviest album. I was gonna see my teenage crush, Wendy James, lead singer of Television Vamp. She's in Leeds Ox. Oh, really? Yeah. I saw her live actually in Darwin Live a few years ago. Well, probably about 10 years ago, actually, now. She was like, yeah, it's back in the days of like punk rock sort of thing, wasn't it? But anyway, um, yeah. Hi, Mustafa. How you doing? I hope you're well. That was like way back, wasn't it? Like, when was it? 80s or something, whatever it was. Like, Chase, how you doing? Welcome in here. How are you doing today? But I mean, I listened to the different stuff, like, but yeah, Mr. Bungle's probably one of my favorite bands, actually. Even the Devil with Corey Taylor, there is one song that's basically funk metal, right? Um, yeah, it's like it's different. It's like you're just kind of, yeah, Mr. Bungle vibes. There was even a band called, I suppose you could say, like very early kind of Incubus had a bit of that as well. Actually, very early Hoobastank was a bit like that as well. With that the kind of genre bending stuff. But Mr. Bungle, I think, did it the best with just like the experimentation and like just kind of weird sounds and stuff. But yeah, like I actually had their album California somewhere, but it's that one was a bit more. It was, well, it's still a weird album, but it felt a bit more like, I guess you could say it was a little bit more commercial. Like Faith No More opened the door for new metal. Yeah, some argue that what was it called? Fear Factory actually kind of was officially kind of started. Well, actually, Korn they say was, well, they were the ones that popularized it, but or even RATM. You could even say like there's quite a few bands that you could argue that started it. I mean, even bands like Beastie Boys and stuff like that, and might be a stretch, but I watched a video where it talks about the lead up to new metal, and like there was that song that what was else was there, that "Bring the Noise" by Anthrax, and it was the public. Then there was that Public Enemy thing, which was like the kind of rap metal fusion. But I think it was just that around that time you had like a lot of fusion of stuff, and but you could argue that Mr. Bungle actually was technically like there. Some of those demos were from like the late '80s, which were like kind of had the metal funk and other influences, but it wasn't like the new metal sound that you would know today. But it's kind of like the beginnings of it, you could say. Yeah, he's a genius vocalist. Yeah, he's just very talented person. his, because not only the vocal range, but it's one thing to have that vocal range, but it's another is to use it like he does, the way he uses it in the different, creating different textures and different things with it, and like MD, and even using it to even create like different noises, like even doing things like beatbox and different things with it, to like very versatile is what he is. So he even likes to troll people in interviews. If you have seen it, I've seen it can be quite a little bit. I remember he was there was a thing when he was basically trashing on, what was it, Wolf Mother, saying that they were garbage or something like that. And if you've heard that band Wolf Mother, they were like Australian rock band, and it's like they were playing in the background, and it was like, "What's this crap?" kind of thing. uh, he just like he's like what I like about him is like got no filter. It's just like, thank you for the likes, Fay Ray. Yeah, he's just like got absolutely no filter, as he just kind of says what he thinks. Yeah, it's like that time when they got their own back on. Thank you for the follow, MD. And when he got his own back on Red Hot Chili Peppers for Hilda, he got, because they were supposed to be playing with Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then they said, "Oh no, we're not going to have you with us," because the thing is, it would have been good for them to be able to tour with them, but then they declined it, and then so they got their own back on them by doing their own Halloween. I think it was a Halloween show, and they were all dressed up as members out of them. It was funny. It was like they even did all the mannerisms and stuff. So they did a few of their covers, and then they covered some other people's songs and stuff, and a few of their own songs. It was quite a funny show watching that. It was like, but then they kind of like disbanded not long after that, didn't they? Because they could have probably gotten really big if they'd have like gotten, on with like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then, but yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But maybe they were. Some said that they were a bit kind of threatened by them, so they didn't want to like give them too much attention to like then, because they were probably afraid they were going to steal the show or something. Because they're way more talented, I think, than Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, Flea's talented and all that, but the band, I mean, and John, but it's just the singing is just very kind of like, average, really. I would say. I mean, I would say that Anthony Kiedis is not particularly a great vocalist, to say the least. And they're also their own trick pony as well. They're just not very, very interested in that, as musicians. I don't think, like, they don't really vary their sound up that much. Whereas, but yeah, they were saying that like Mr. Bungle were like stealing their sound or something, and it's just, I mean, they're way more interested in that. Hello, Eki, how you doing? I hope you well. I wouldn't really say they steal their sound. I think they borrowed influences back in, like, there was that song they did called Epic, which sounded a bit like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it was more just like a kind of influence. But it was like, but they're a lot more like expansive in their sound than they are. I mean, there's no band really out there like them. So, hello, Ceci, how you doing? I hope you're well. I mean, it would be like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're into Deftones, but it's like they are their own sound as well. It's like nobody sounds like them. Like, they have their own signature sound. So yeah, it's like you know instantly that it's them kind of thing when you hear it. It's like it's good when you hear a band and it's like like instantly who it is, because it just, whereas some people it's like you can't really tell who they are because they just don't really have a very unique sound. It's like, for example, bands like Nickelback and a few others that kind of sound like they could be somebody else kind of thing. There's not really that, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to really tell. So, because I remember that's why they got so, like, one of the reasons why they got so kind of shat on those bands like Nickelback and Creed, because they just kind of, they sound a bit cookie cutter, and not, and they could be anybody basically. Whereas certain bands, they you can tell instantly who they are. Yeah. I mean, they had a couple of okay songs back at the beginning, but which one was that? Is that the one called "How You Remind Me"? Something that was like kind of like the song that a lot of people that aren't really fans from, but they'll like that song or something. But it's like they just kind of got a bit kind of stale, didn't they? And just and "Animal" is a good song. Oh yeah, "Animal." I remember when that song "Rockstar" was big or something, and like people singing it and stuff, and like but yeah, that was they seem to kind of like slowly fade out after that. That tends to happen with a lot of these. There was like Photograph as well, but that was a bit kind of. But it's funny because there was a lot of memes with that song, wasn't there? That Photograph song with like, look at this graph or something like, not my cup of tea, Nickelback. I prefer Limp Bizkit more. Well, yeah, Limp Bizkit are kind of. I don't know. They can be a bit cringe, but it's like one of those bands where you either love to hate or hate to love kind of thing. It's like kind of that sort of. I remember that song where they actually covered George Michael, "Faith," and it was quite funny because it would just like suddenly go into this screaming thing and all that. Slipknot had beef with them, right? Yeah, I think like didn't like Korn have beef with them as well or something. And I don't know if Deftones had beef with them, but yeah, I'm sure like Deftones, if I remember, had beef with like Linkin Park or something, if I remember. But one of those bands, I'm getting a bit confused. But yeah, a lot of those type of bands at the time. But yeah, I remember that George Michael said they didn't like the cover and they didn't like them for doing it as well. And it's just like throw in the turntables at the end. That was funny. That the DJ solo at the end of the song, just like yeah. Yeah. At the beginning, it just seems like a normal cover, and then it just suddenly just like breaks into just like madness. Yeah. I think they're a band that don't really take themselves too seriously. So yeah, yeah. I think it's just like they don't take themselves too seriously. It's just kind of like we're not trying to be like some kind of poetic geniuses or anything like that. We're just trying to have a good time, sort of thing, and just it's like that song they did called "Nucky." It's just like it's not serious, just kind of like just being silly and just kind of being playful. Yeah, yeah. But didn't like was it Eminem have some beef with like Fred Durst and Linkin Park, not Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, because they were like they because they something about that they put him in their video and something like that, and then but then also people were saying that he was also being a hypocrite because he was guilty of something himself. I can't remember what it was, but I remember like real slim shady lyrics though, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Some of them can be a bit cringe, can't they? There's that song "Without Me" as well. That was like, "This looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me," something like that. Yeah, because we need a little controversy because it feels so empty without me. He mentions that guy in those. Oh yeah, there was actually. I remember that on the song, what is it? My Name Is. They actually mention. Well, on the clean version, they mentioned Primus, but that was actually not in. I don't think it was in the original version of it or something. It was. Yeah. Hello, Sharona. I remember I saw some video where it was like someone was claiming that Eminem had been replaced multiple times with different imposters. Imagine if Eminem did a collab with Linkin Park back when Chester was still alive or was Slipknot. Oh yeah. Emily says interesting. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, it's just some crazy stuff like because they said he was like replaced just after he released the Slim Shady LP or something. Hello, Jones or Mockingbird. Oh yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you're all having a good day. If you're new here, make sure you give me a follow. That would be really appreciated. Hello, Najuko. How you doing? Hope you're well. Welcome in here. Is everybody all right? Early 2000s.